what's up?
So I did not expect my blonde supremacy video to get so much traction, and I appreciate that. But more so, I appreciate the amount of comments from people telling me their experience and validating the claims I made in the video. As a brunette, as a blonde, and especially as a ginger. Now, colorism for hair color was completely unknown to me because as a black girl, our colorism is from our skin tone, and anything that has to do with hair is texturism. It's dumbfounding to find out that white people had their own version of colorism, but for their hair color. And it was also crazier realizing that redheads were like the minorities of the white community. Cause to me, white is white. So finding out that there's a whole social hierarchy among them based on hair color, it's like, damn, people will always find ways to feel superior to someone else. The topic of gingers blew up on TikTok, where a creator made a video saying that all gingers were black.
I just need to remind y'all again, everyone who is ginger, who has red hair, those are black people. All gingers are black people. If they have red hair, they are black. You see a white man with red hair, that's a black man. You see a white woman with red hair, that's a black woman. Gingers are black. All gingers.
And no, I'm so sorry, but no. And that's okay, but no. The red hair usually comes from a gene called MC1R, which is a recessive gene, which means that both parents have to carry it for a kid to be born with red hair. Most white gingers trace their roots back to places like Ireland, Scotland, and Northern Europe. That's why over there, you'll often see red hair, fair skin, and freckles. The MC1R gene affects how the body produces melanin, which is a pigment that gives us our skin, hair, and eye color. In gingers, that gene doesn't work like that, so instead of producing dark melanin, their bodies make more of a red-yellow type pheomelanin. That's what gives them the hair color and light features. It's actually one of the rarest colors in the world, which is beautiful. Only like 1 to 2% of the population having it. But can black people have that color too? Yes, because black people can have anything. Black people carry the most genetic diversity on the planet. That means they can literally pass down traits that show up in any race, which can be light eyes, pale skin, and red hair.
We're twins.
Believe it or not, they're twins.
Yep, we're twins. We're
same
twin
mom,
sisters. Same dad.
You heard right. They have the same mom and dad. What are the odds that one would be black and one white?
A lot of people are just in shock.
Maria has a caramel complexion, brown eyes, and thick curly black hair. Lucy has pale white skin, ginger red hair, blue eyes, and freckles.
So her explanation for gingers being black was this.
Why gingers are black? A lot of y'all Irish people were right beside black people on the plantation. Okay? FYI. But all of y'all are descendants of a Haitian deity named Brigitte Samedi. That's why all gingers are black.
And not necessarily, but genetics are unpredictable. So you may have a trait that passed down to you from 6 generations ago, but that doesn't mean that you are the race that trait originally came from. Just because you have 1% African ancestry, that doesn't make you black. Just like having one redhead in your family doesn't make you Irish. So she's talking about some Haitian deity, shout out to my Zoes. That deity is part of Haitian folklore, which says that that's where the mystery of redhead starts. Her appearance is believed to reflect her connection to Irish or European figures who were present in the Caribbean during colonization. Her explanation was not an explanation, so yeah. But anyways, during the 1700s and beyond, people of Irish descent faced oppression from English settlers because they weren't seen as fully white. So fast forward to today, they are considered white but still experience certain forms of oppression and often feel left out or not fully included. So as black people, because obviously we've felt like this since birth, we empathize. So since that lady posted her TikTok, a lot of black creators have been showing love because we know how it feels and we want others to feel love just as much as we want that inclusion.
In all seriousness, with the trend going on, all gingers are black, I have not felt this much love ever in my life. And to the girl that's making this go viral, I just gotta say thank you. Thank you for the love. But honestly, truthfully, thank you, all of you. I hated being a redhead growing up, because I was that kid in special ed who couldn't read, who couldn't write, and I also had red hair.
I just realized this actually kind of made me sad. I just realized I wish my son wasn't redhead this entire time, since before he was even born, so that he wouldn't get bullied. And now seeing everybody like this, it's like, well, shit. Who gives a shit anymore? It's honestly been awesome, and just this thought, obviously, bringing up some emotions, and it's amazing to see all this support and everything, especially if he does end up redhead and, might not get bullied.
I know I look terrible. I just woke up, got out of bed, saw one of the most beautiful videos ever. It was about me. I've hit a lot of pain in my life. A lot. And I'm now able to talk about it. I woke up going viral, getting thousands of followers, support, love, comments, DMs, feeling truly wanted. And now it's time to talk about my story. A story of 4 black men who impacted my life like no other. From first grade to today. I've known these men for like 26 plus years. And I get to talk about them in my story.
What did y'all do to gingers? Because ever since that lady said all gingers are black people, there's gingers on my For You page with tears sobbing down their eyes like they haven't slept in years, talking about I've never felt this loved before. What did y'all do to them?
As I was watching the videos also, I legit was thinking the same thing. Apparently, y'all went through it. Some gingers were bullied, made fun of, and were conditioned to feel less than, and even tried to change their appearance for years in order to feel quote-unquote normal.
Apparently, gingers are black. That's what I keep hearing on my For You page. If anyone else, I keep seeing it all over. I'm just gonna give my take on it because I am 15 years old. Here's all the things that I've been told throughout my life. Well, the first time I was asked if the carpets match the drapes, I was 8 years old. And it was by someone he was 9 years old. I had no idea what that meant, but I've been asked that question probably at least once every month or once every 2 months. Well, I don't have a specific age for this one, but everyone, since I was like so little, I can't even remember, has just come up to me and touched my hair. It's weird. They come up to me and touch my hair and ask me all types of questions about it. It's literally just like any other person's hair. Trust. I used to get highlights all the time because I hated how my hair looked, because I just wanted to be more normal. All the mean and negative comments about it started when I was about 6 years old, because kids started to realize it was different. So I was told when I was 12 years old that if I ever wanted a guy to like me or a guy to date me, I needed to change my hair color because it wasn't attractive or normal. I was 11 years old when I was told I needed to fill in my eyebrows by people I loved and looked up to because I looked weird or different. So it just kind of dragged my self-confidence down. I was 6 years old when I realized I was different from the other kids and that I thought something was wrong with me because people would make fun of me for unnecessary reasons revolving my hair color. I was the same age when I first started to get made fun of about my freckles. I've been insecure about it since then. I've just been made fun of for having red hair for almost my entire life. I've had countless of inappropriate jokes made since a young age, since I remember seeing this picture for the first time of myself, and I was so insecure because of how my unique features showed. Like, all the features that I got bullied for stood out, and I hated it so much. But now I know it's not shameful to be unique, but it's rough when you don't fit a certain beauty standard and you get made fun of for it multiple times. I've been told countless of other certain things and details that I'm pretty sure most gingers have been told, and most of the compliments I get are, "You're pretty for a ginger. You're the prettiest ginger I've seen." That's not a compliment. I'm sorry. It's just degrading how we see ourselves. It's making us feel like we're different from everyone else.
This whole thing about gingers being part of the black community low-key hits home for me, especially someone in Ireland as well, being ginger. I kind of wanted to talk on this and like my own accounts of like what was like growing up as ginger, and then also my interactions with the black community as well growing up, which was a huge focal point for my development as a teenager in terms of social life and actually just how I developed confidence in general. But it's really funny and it's quite endearing to actually kind of see it blow up to this scale, especially on a global sense. I don't think it's really hit Ireland, so to speak, so much, just because it's a lot more normal here. But that doesn't steer away from the amount of abuse that people would have got when they were kids, particularly myself, for being ginger. I'm gay myself as well, based in Dublin, and I'm 27. But I remember when I was a kid, oh my God, I hated being ginger so much. Like, I got bullied for it brutally. I hung out quite a bit with older people when I was younger, but like even like from the age of 4 onwards, I remember like feeling like a disease. I was battered for it all the time. I remember being hopped on by 18-year-olds, like getting dragged by my 2 feet at my own front door of my house because I was ginger. Like, it was endless. I remember the kind of psychological torture that caused me, and just the internal turmoil that caused me as a child as well, just with self-confidence, how much I saw myself in society as well, and just how much of a huge impact that actually had on me. In hindsight now, like I remember when I was like nearly not even 10, bawling my eyes, crying, telling my mom like I wanted to kill myself, like because of how much, like how heavy the pain was, and like how much the shit you just got for being ginger in general. Like, you were always like, everyone else was always up here if they were blonde, brown eyes, and like that, and you were like literally the bottom, no matter what. Or even if you were attractive or not, you were never good enough, and you're always at the bottom. But my whole childhood, I remember in school, like most of my friends, my closest friends ever, were actually black people, especially black girls in particular. And as I look at it now in hindsight, I really understand, like, and I didn't know of it back then just because of social issues and innocence of being a child, but in particular with black women, I have like a profound, deep love and understanding for them, as well as like a hyper awareness to their struggles in society and just the constant prejudice they're put under, especially under beauty standards. Like, for me, when you were ginger, no matter how attractive you were, even if you were ginger, you were always inferior to someone that was slightly more tan, had darker hair, or were blonde or whatever. You were always put at the last of the tier based on what their standards were or what people were projecting onto you.
Gingers, just like black people, had to find ways to assimilate in order to feel welcomed. Their experiences may not entirely be the same, but the feelings of exclusion are very much real and relatable to an extent. The carpet matching the drapes, whew, that is absolutely crazy. That's wild. I never realized that gingers face any issues, because even though I was never around gingers, I grew up on Lindsay Lohan. I love Lindsay Lohan. She was everything to me. I admired everything about her ever since Her Be Fully Loaded and Parent Trap. I thought she was beautiful. I thought her hair was unique and gorgeous. And then I remembered this video.
We don't care. What? And she's got a fire crotch that all you guys would of course suck because you're f***ing desperate. Guys, step aside.
That man called her a fire crotch, and I never knew what that meant. I thought he was calling her a whore.
Lindsay Lohan has got the stinkiest f***ing sweaty orange vagina anyone has ever seen. I haven't seen it.
Paris, do you agree with him?
But it shits out freckles, it's orange, and it f***ing smells like diarrhea.
Paris, do you agree with him?
Lohan's movie Bond because she's a fire crotch. She's orange, she's not black, white, she's orange. She comes freckles, and she tastes like my Turkish father's ass.
Oh, disgusting. Go this way, go this way.
You see Paris in the background, Akiki King whispering in his ear and egging him on. Even though Lindsay was the it girl in the early 2000s, who says she didn't feel different around the Hollywood circles as a redhead? So around 2005 is when Lindsay decided to dye her hair blonde, stating that her choice was because her life was changing for fashion. Even though no one wanted her to dye her hair blonde, it just showed that going blonde wasn't 100% her personal choice, it was more so about staying relevant. At that time, blonde hair was the top of the social hierarchy in Hollywood. It was the look that dominated pop culture and symbolized mainstream appeal. So for Lindsay, changing her hair was a part of adapting to that beauty standard in order to keep up with the industry where her career was heading. Even though she didn't need to because she was already that girl. The bright side of all of this is that TikTok really is a unique app. It brings people together and shines a light on things that many of us didn't know existed. Some people get the humor in it and treat it like a joke that it is, but the downside is when others start embracing the trends like they're facts. Like, cool, you're bringing Tupperware to the cookout, but where's the same energy when it comes to actually supporting Black communities? We're making content about the endless struggles, but you stay silent on the impact Black people face every day. I think as Black people, we're very welcoming. Like, we really are, especially since we see that they face similar issues that we face. And I think it's beautiful how much we try to make people feel included and loved and make them feel like they matter. But I also think we could be a bit dramatic. But let me know what you guys think down below, and make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Toodles!